Hey everybody, it's the Diva D. It's Friday, and so now it's time for the Friday rant. Rise against negative thoughts, rise against negative tactics, rise against negativity today. So I had to unplug this week from mainstream media because I was exhausted. It's just been an exhausting. I mean, from hearing everything about lynchings to mass shootings to these cops that say let's just kill all the black people we see. I mean, just it's exhausting being us in America today. So I just said, you know what? Nah, I can't do it this week. So I'm gonna refocus and repurpose and put it on something else. So I said, let me just focus on education specifically and solely this week. That's all I'm gonna do. Well, it brings me to the thought process that, my father told me a long time ago. He said, little girl, a little bit of education or a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Now, I used to think that he was saying that because he wanted me to stay in a child's place because I was always trying to get in there, but sit over there and be a child, sit at a little table with a little chair in it. Well, I really understand what that means this week. So I said, like part of my problem in life is I tend to think too much. Like I can't settle my brain down because I'm over processing and just thinking and thinking and thinking. So anyway, I said, I wonder why. I think part of the reason why the kids are so out of touch, they have no knowledge of self, they have no history, they don't know who they are. If you live in a household and everybody in the household is under like 65, you have no wisdom in your house. That's how I feel. I grew up with people who was in the 70s, 80s. My great uncles and great aunts that lived to 100 and plus, so I had wisdom in my household. Okay, my parents still alive today, and they in their late 70s. Wisdom. So I said, well, okay, in the absence of that wisdom in the household, let's go to school. Well, school, no knowledge because they're not learning about their history. So I said, why? Let me do some research. So in the process of research, and do you know I found a state mandate going back to 1994 that said that African studies and African American history needed to be taught in school. The mandate is there from 94. Remember, I came here in 98. I spoke to about 10 teachers this week. Not one of them was like, there was a mandate. All of them were just like, so we were supposed to teach that? Really? Which brings me to the thought process is like, and remember, I've been here since 98. So you're looking at like at least a generation and a half of people who've come through the system, no knowledge of self. And you see, that's what I say, a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. So now I'm sitting there just getting frustrated because why hasn't this been happening? Of course, things like loopholes. Every law designed with some kind of loophole to get you around stuff. And plus, you got to consider the fact that who's teaching the classes. Well, if I have the option of not teaching it, it won't be taught. And as a human being with a soul, with a conscience, with moral guidance, I look at it like, man, why are we just doing such a disservice to the children? That's first. Second, let's move off of that because it's like, to me, that's a fight that I'm gonna fight these fights to my grave, and I'm gonna just hope that in the end, God say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." That's all I'm gonna do because there's just some battles that just seem impossible to overcome. Second one. So the rumblings around town is that because nobody talks to teachers, of course. We all want to go back to school. We all trying to open up the schools. We all trying to go in there, but you know, we took a survey in our school a couple weeks ago. I answered a survey, and they asked you about your top concerns. And one of my biggest concerns, of course, is how clean is the school? Is the school going to be sanitized? Well, now the little rumblings are that teachers have to take some kind of pre-planning course on sanitation. Okay, wait one second. Hold on back one second. I barely got the trash cleaned out my classroom. I sweep my classroom. I wipe the desk down. So now you're saying that we're going to be trained in cleaning the room. Well, wait a minute. One second. I mean, a hazmat suit and all that. But besides all that, here's what the big issue is, right? First of all, have y'all taken into consideration that when you go back to the district survey, 50% of them teachers said they didn't feel comfortable returning to work. So first of all, you might end up with a possibility that you might be half-staffed in the beginning. That's first. And second, who can be liable if something happened to a child? Because apparently you're trained to clean the classroom and the child comes up sick. Who they suing? Because do we need a form like y'all president to say, sign this form right here that says if your child catch this while in this teacher class, that teacher not liable. And that's going to be some good luck on that signature signing because, it's hard enough to get them to sign an emergency card. But again, we at that point where nobody, and I mean nobody, talked to teachers. One of the saddest things I read this week was when one of my colleagues had written down, it's so sad when you have to make a decision whether or not your job is worth it, whether I should go into work and risk my health or pay my mortgage. What do I do? And let me tell you something, if you, especially the higher ups, if you don't think there's a lot of teachers right now sitting now making these, contemplating these big decisions like how much money I need, let me carry the one, divide this by two, let me figure out how much money I need to just scrape by and live, as opposed to going to work. Can I make it? How much sick leave do I have that I could use as opposed to going into work? Can I take an extended leave of absence? How much insurance I can cash out on to live off of? Because the cases are going up, and it seems like y'all acting like they don't. Anywho, that's all I really gotta say, because my thoughts just go and go and go. God bless y'all, and let's keep all of us in prayer. Keep every single educator, every parent, just every person in the entire world, because I ain't gonna be biased towards nobody. Okay, I just want us to do something that's radical, which is think. This is the D for D, no one like me, with the Friday rant. Talk to y'all later.